Batwoman Season 2, because yes, that's what everybody was hoping for and asking for. Yet another season of Batwoman. Look, this is their new opportunity to start fresh. They have a new main character, a new actress playing the role. Let's see if it was Ruby Rose that was the issue with the show, and that it wasn't the show itself, or the writing, or the acting, or just how they play things out. Let's just start with the very first scene. We see our new main character, Ryan Wilder, played by Javicia Leslie, if that's how you pronounce her name. And of course, she's homeless. Look, I'm not saying that they did this on purpose, but for your first black main character, I mean, they've already canceled Black Lightning, so that sucks. But your first main black character in this show, especially, and she's homeless. You see later on that she has trouble getting a job. She just can't really get her life together. And I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense to have her character be at such a low in her life before she's about to become this big lead main character. But man, it does not look good for your optics to have this black character be homeless and be poor and be struggling. But all right, fine. Conveniently, right where she is, there's a plane crash. She witnesses a plane crash, and a lot of the damage just so happens to land where she is. She saves one man's life. She finds, which I thought was originally going to be Kate Kane's dead body. I thought they had said they weren't going to kill her off, but then they swerve us and surprise us that her body is there. But no, it's just the costume. So that's how they explain it. They don't need to tell us where Kate Kane's body is or if she's alive or dead. They never have to answer this question. It's literally the laziest, cheapest way to go about it. I'm not saying I wanted her to die, but man, give us some closure. This is a lot that we went through with her as a character, and you're not even going to tell us where she is and what happened to her? That's kind of bullshit. But all right, so Ryan steals the costume because why not? Finders keepers. We see that flashbacks that her mother was killed. In fact, not even that. They had to double down on it. Her biological mother was killed giving birth to her. She died giving birth. Then you see that her adopted mother died from getting robbed in their apartment by, which we find out was Alice's gang. So that's going to connect Ryan to Alice and have her have this grudge against Alice, have a need really to keep the character of Alice in the show. I don't necessarily mind that. I just feel like this is where the bad writing comes into play. You could have done so many things to have our new character come into the story, come into the fray. You could have had her already have been training. She already has her own prototype made costume, and she's going around hunting whatever lead she can to get closer to Alice or the gang. But no, you have it be convenience after convenience after, oh, look at that. It just so happens that I'm in the right place at the right time situation. And it doesn't really work. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's very, very forced. I just feel like there's a better way that we could have got here. Whether you just have an already established character on the show, even like Sophie or whoever, take on the mantle, or if you have this character feel more organic to be added into the story, to be connected to all these characters that we see here. I also love the moment when Ryan is talking to somebody about not being able to get a job, and she says, well, hey, didn't you used to teach martial arts class? Of course, our new main character used to teach martial arts because we have to just, once again, easy peasy explanation for why she can fight crime. Wow, we're not even trying here. So one of the cliffhangers that we had in season 1 is that Thomas Elliott successfully made himself look like Bruce Wayne. I thought this would be a big deal. I thought that this would carry out maybe through the whole season 2. Whether I'm sure that wasn't the original plan, but they could have taken advantage of that and you casted an actor to play Bruce Wayne technically because Thomas is looking like him. And no, it's one and done, all in one episode. Every character that he interacts with and talks to pretty much figures out that he's not really Bruce Wayne, which sure makes your other side characters look smart, but it made Thomas Elliot look like an invalid, like a novice, like somebody who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, who had a horrible plan that was never going to work. His whole goal, I guess, is just to take over Bruce Wayne's life and become Batman somehow, some way. But this dude hasn't even figured out how he's going to get into the Batcave without looking obvious, without looking like an idiot and suspicious. What are we doing here, guys? It was embarrassing to watch, honestly. By the end of the episode, you see Wilder beat the holy hell out of Elliot. In fact, she punches his Bruce Wayne face off. So there goes that whole thing. Alice has a scene where she tells her father that Kate was Batwoman. She even told him to check the bat symbol, put up the bat symbol, and see if she shows up. In fact, he does that. He starts to cry because he realizes that she's right, and Batwoman and Kate both aren't there. So he had been hunting down his daughter and never fully accepted her. There could have been something interesting as far as character arc for the father, but I'm not convinced that they're going to do anything else more than that. Sophie is also mourning the fact that Kate's gone, and she was starting a relationship with Julia Pennyworth, Alfred's daughter, but I always thought that was forced and just an excuse to have a love triangle that now was for naught. Now it made Julia look like an asshole for going after Kate's ex. And you did that for no reason, because by the end of the episode, Julia kind of breaks it off with Sophie. And then she gives her a letter that's written specifically to Sophie from Kate, because Kate had a letter just in case she died to tell Sophie everything about her being Batwoman and why she didn't tell her and how much she loved her. And it's like, again, convenient. This show is the epitome of bad writing. I'm sorry, you could see that I watched all of season 1 strictly because I'm a Batman fan, so I'll watch anything Batman related, even Batwoman. But I've only done myself a disservice because I'm so damn frustrated. And now I'm even more frustrated because we had a chance. We had a chance to turn things around. We had a chance to step it up a notch. At least other shows like Black Lightning tried to be about something, tried to talk about issues. And I'm not saying that show was perfect, but man, it at least tried. This show isn't even trying. It's the bare minimum. It's the worst writing, the worst scripts, the worst acting that I've seen on these CW shows. And that's saying a lot because a lot of the acting in general does suck. And oh yeah, by the way, at the very end, because Ryan got shot with a kryptonite bullet, it's now infecting her, so I'm sure that's going to get her back involved with the gang, the Scooby-Doo gang, and here we go again. We're going to go through the same thing. I can't wait to continue watching this show. In fact, you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to continue to watch this. I don't really have interest in watching this. If you guys want to see me review / rant every week on every episode of Batwoman, then maybe I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys, but other than that, fuck this show. Fuck the show up the ass. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm just disappointed. Yet another superhero CW show that sucks. Let me know in the comments below if you too have watched this show, watched this episode, watched this premiere. What do you think of it? Did you like it? Do you disagree with me? What do you think of Ruby Rose being gone? Because she was not that good of an actress either, so it's like we're not missing much. I read that the ratings for this show has plummeted 80% since the absence of Ruby Rose. So if Ruby Rose was really pulling in that much of an audience, then I can't imagine this show continuing past another season. We shall see. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later. Oh yeah. Today I feel super bold. Feel it in your mind and you lose control. Feel it in your breast and you super soul.
say